Alex, do you want canned cranberry sauce or should we make it ourselves?
That's my mom. She didn't know about Instacart's family carts, so...
Want to make pecan pie this year, yes or no? Oh, and how many boxes of stuffing?
So I told her we could just share a family cart and add all our holiday favorites to the same order without losing our voices or our sanity. It's so much fun.
Alex, can you get my holiday village out of the attic?
Baby steps, Alex. Baby steps. Shop Instacart this holiday season and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Alex?
What's up, Cuzzy Wuzzies? You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. Bad. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the History Hyenas. I'm Chris Stefano, a.k.a. Chrissy Congestion. With me, as always, Giannis Pappas, a.k.a. Petri Dish Pappas.
And with us, as always, a.k.a. Mahad ISIS.
Zach ISIS Caliphate Zach.
Tattoo fingers.
Yeah. And now, today, we got a special guest. I love doing the fucking guest interview. I love just having guesties on.
Yeah.
I love having just being
because you're sick of me.
Yeah, I'm sick of you.
Yeah.
And I love having my besties be my guesties.
Yeah.
That's what I love. And we have from the wildly famous, successful, and amazing, beautiful podcast, Guys We Fucked, Krystyna Hutchinson, everybody.
Hello.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope
Hey,
I live
Hutch.
up to that.
Yeah.
Hey, Hutch, I did your podcast. It was amazing.
Yeah.
6 months ago. And it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot of women messaging me. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That makes me happy because it's like, well, I can't do anything with all this pussy. But
Yeah.
my fellow comedian male friends
I mean,
have at it, baby.
Yeah.
everybody who does it's the same. I swear to God, it's the same thing.
You should pay her a little pussy commission for hooking you up with all that.
100%.
You know what? Great point, Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody who does
10%. 10% of the pussy needs to go back to your management.
every male comedian that does the Guys We Fuck podcast says
Yeah.
the same thing.
Oh, they do.
They do it. They're like, I had a great time. It was amazing. Everybody talks about how many followers they get. I can attest to that. I mean,
Yeah.
new fans, and that's the most powerful part.
Yeah.
But they're always like, we got all these fans, and it's just girls are DMing me like their DMs are fucking lit the fuck up.
Yep.
And it's just, it was great. I mean, mine simmered down now. I mean, I did it a long time ago, but for a while, I mean, you just feel like $1 million every day. You know?
You probably cracked a few open and cleaned a few out.
Listen.
as well.
Yeah, baby.
You got to do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do in this world. I love that you just like that they did the podcast and it just blew up.
Yeah.
I love that we live in an era that like they had an idea and
From their living room.
they made a
I
great,
love it.
they made a great podcast and people responded to it. You know,
You should have Giannis is a married kid now.
I'm a married
Yeah.
kid.
We would love to have you on,
Yeah.
Giannis.
I'd come on
Yeah.
anytime.
Podcast-
Yeah.
Did the podcast initially start? Was it guys that you actually had
Fucked.
sex with?
Yeah.
That's fucking, what an idea.
Yeah. And we still, I mean, I'm single now. So, well, Corinne isn't, I don't really know what's going on with that, but I don't think she is, but I am.
She posts her butt a lot on Instagram.
She does.
Yeah.
But I think she has a boyfriend.
Nice butt.
got
Very
a
nice
nice
butt.
butt.
Great
Very
butt.
nice butt.
Oh, love
Great.
it.
Both,
It's
both,
so funny.
You're both hotties.
You both got great bodies.
Yeah,
Thank
both,
you.
Well, you're
Yeah.
both hotties with bodies.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Wow, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, she surpassed 100,000 followers on Instagram, posted a picture, like a really hot picture of her in underwear, and then people unfollowed her because she tells me every time she posts a picture of her ass, people unfollow her.
Who unfollows her?
And it went, I don't know.
Girls,
probably
I guess,
women.
jealous
Probably,
girls, yeah.
I guess, but who gives a shit? It's a nice ass. Look at the ass.
Yeah.
And then she went back down to 99.9, and I was like, oh shit.
Is she at 100 now, though?
Yeah,
She's
she
got to
is.
be,
She
yeah.
is.
She's got to be well above, yeah.
So what do you think? Girls get mad that she's posting?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I love it. I follow a lot of like porn stars on Instagram, cam chicks, and sometimes I'm like at a family event and I'm just scrolling through and there's a picture of my friend Lena's ass just like shaking. I'm like, sorry
Right.
guys. But other than that,
I hate when people get too like uppity about Instagram. They're like, oh, you know, this person's just posting like sexy pictures of them. It's like, yeah, why not?
they can do whatever they want.
yeah,
well,
why
it's the-
not?
It's their
Instagram.
business. So
Yeah.
I was talking about it before. I had to get a new phone, and because there's like problems with my Instagram, I tried to log in so many times, and now my
It kicked
Instagram
you out.
it's locked me out. But now I can't even get a password. It keeps saying I have to contact Instagram for support, and Instagram has no help.
Right.
So now I'm locked. Now I can't post
support
on
at Instagram. I emailed them when it was down because I had the same thing, but I didn't know it was because it was down everywhere.
Right.
And they were like, "Sorry, this email address doesn't do anything now."
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Yeah. Same with me. So now it's like but I'm bringing it up because like our business is so tied to, because now I feel like it's actually giving me like, I think, justifiable anxiety. It's not like a millennial, oh, I need my phone. I don't care about anything else but that business. It's my business. Like I can't do things, and it could potentially cost me money, and I need to figure it out. So what we were just saying with Instagram, it's like, that's your business, man. Whatever you want to fucking post, whatever's helping.
you could sell out a weekend at a comedy club from Instagram, just Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what most people do. It's like, if you don't have a lot, it's either about, I don't know if the followers matter so much as the interactions. Like if you see somebody's
True.
Instagram and they post a picture and it's getting thousands of likes and hundreds of comments or thousands of comments, that person sells tickets.
Oh,
because
yeah.
their fans are so invested in them.
Yeah.
So,
And I can't tell, like, when my self-esteem's low, I'm just going to put a picture of my tits up there. And then it does get better. I'm like, is that wrong?
yeah, I text you immediately every time you do that. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Good choice.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah. Is it? Or,
When it was down, I was going insane.
yeah.
I was
But
like,
you feel better when you do it, right?
absolutely.
So is it a bad thing? It
No.
sounds like a good thing.
I think, look, what I try to do now with Instagram, you know,
Because you want to adulate most women. I just want to say, like, I know women like compliments that go out and like they feel
Women love them. Even I know that I'm cute, so
Yeah.
it's not like I'm like, wow, really? But it's just nice.
it
to
makes you
see
feel
it.
good. It's
Yeah.
nice to be reminded.
But now if
Or
you're
if you're
lazy,
funny, yeah.
and now if you're feeling lazy, but you want that, you can just go and boom,
Yeah.
you get the same cat calls digitally.
Yeah.
And they're better digitally.
Yeah,
They are. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, well, I think like I'm sure what women you have to deal with, like unsolicited dick pics, I'm sure, because guys,
I don't mind them.
no.
I get a lot of pics of boners under jeans, and I'm like, good
I've
job,
gotten
guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
pictures from gay men, I presume, of them taking pictures of their ass in the back of their balls.
Yeah, he showed
and
me
sending
one.
it to me. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Is there butt cheek spread so you see the
No,
butt?
no.
Yeah,
I
can
think,
I see? Oh my
let's
God,
see if it,
please show
hopefully
me.
uploaded because my iCloud, not upload my iCloud. Hopefully it transferred over because I just
I really hope this butthole
dealing
picture
with this
transferred.
fucking new phone. I can't believe how frustrating it is.
And I can't
Here we
believe
go.
this guy just sent this to you.
Yeah. Then he said, "Sorry, that was aggressive." I mean,
Yeah.
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 What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you got it. The
there
guy
it is.
The guy took a risk. He went for it.
Yeah, he sent here.
Oh, wow.
He sent a picture to me of his ass and the back of his balls with his hard cock leaning into his hamper, and it said, "If you ever decide to use pre-cum on a dude, here you go." Then he said, "Sorry if that was aggressive. LOL. I find you really attractive."
Oh, at least he apologized.
Then I didn't respond again, and then he said, "I live in New Jersey, so if you even just want to jerk off together, I'm down."
Oh my God,
He
what a
sent
good
that 2
friend.
hours later.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he
kid.
saw that you saw it.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I don't like. I hate when they see that you saw the
And
message.
you can't turn that off. In
No,
Instagram,
you cannot.
Right? That's
no,
annoying.
and that is
Instagram
annoying.
needs to get their shit together.
Well, because they're the best social media platform in my opinion.
Yeah.
They don't annoy me, and then my parents aren't on it. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
There's not grandparents on it, and if they are, they're cool.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, it used to be MySpace, then it was Facebook, then now Facebook's dead, and Snapchat got hot, but then Instagram took over Snapchat.
Yeah.
Instagram's like the king right now.
Yeah, it is.
Or
Yeah.
queen, whichever way you want to.
Oh yeah, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
in
just don't wanna-
2019, at
I
least
want to
in
make sure I get it
entertainment,
right. Yeah.
You better have a big social media or a big podcast, or nobody's coming to see you. Nobody cares about the Tonight Show.
It's true.
It's a great era. If like when I hear comedians complain in this era, I'm like, what do you want?
You make
you
your own
control
opportunity.
your own
Yeah.
destiny.
What
Yeah.
what more? How would this be better? It's like if you're going to complain now, like what do you want?
Yeah.
What's your
There's
complaint?
no gatekeepers
Yeah,
anymore.
if you have an idea now, you can go try and execute it.
See what
it
happens.
may not work, but at least
Look-
you have the opportunity to try to make
The
it work.
people that are making the most money, like Krystyna, Andrew Schultz, they're all self-starters. They didn't need any industry. They didn't get on anybody's show. They made their own shit.
That's right.
So it's perfect.
yeah, and it's been
And
that
History
way.
Hyenas is fucking next.
It's been that way for a
Yeah.
while. It's just
Yeah.
culminating now.
You guys is on TV though.
Well,
That's what we're trying to get to TV.
Well,
We're
You know what
trying.
it is? We're with History Hyenas. I think with our podcast is we have the fan base is it's getting a lot bigger, but it's relative. It's certainly small compared to your guys' podcast and other big podcasts, but our fans are so dedicated.
That's awesome.
Like, that's what we're really excited about. Like, when we're on our Patreon board, like, it's what I said, like, the comments, maybe the followers isn't that much, but it's every day, it's action. And like, those are going to keep growing. So I think, like, if you can get fans from your podcast and keep them and they really like what you're doing, you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like, somebody could put out a podcast, like a famous comedian, just like, oh, I'm just going to do a podcast now. Like, there's certain people we know, they just start a podcast. Nobody cares. They're not invested. The fans like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know.
It's just it's the way people consume content now, and if you're not giving it to them every week, they'll just go someplace else and start listening to something else. Yeah,
That's very true.
Were you and Corinne friends before the podcast?
Yeah,
Like,
we were working as a comedy duo 3 years before the podcast happened.
Wow.
So we've been working together for a while.
We all have the
10
same
years.
manager, Rick Dorfman. Giannis
Oh yeah.
Rick
Oh yeah.
Dorfman.
Oh yay.
Giannis
I
welcomed the Jew into his life.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love Rick.
Me too.
Oh, I love him.
I love Rick. Hashtag me too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Cause you're in a, I notice when the guests come in, you get in kind of a low tone, sexy, suave mood, and it really pisses me off. You need to,
You're getting mad,
you need
Chris.
to put your hand down and put your armpit down. You did it to Krystyna and you did it to Sergio, and I'm starting to get mad.
but no, I just fell asleep during Sergio. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Sergio, we had Sergio Chacon on, the great Sergio Chacon. That episode is available up at patreon.com/.
Talks about David Patterson.
Sergio Chacon is one of the guys. Well, we said that Giannis's eyes look like David Patterson's eyes.
It's funny because it's kind of true.
Giannis has David Patterson eyes. Giannis has got eyes that look like they're in the opposite socket.
I look like I was born blind.
Yeah, Giannis
Your left
looks like
foot was
born
on your
blind.
right ankle and your right foot was on your
If I
left
walked in like this, people would not. They would assume like I'm blind.
I thought when I first
Or
met
you were
I
David
thought-
Patterson. You kind of look like
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Sergio was talking a lot about snakes and cocaine, and it was great. And Che
Oh.
Guevara. We talk about Che Guevara, the great Cuban revolutionary. So it's good. Do you like history, Krystyna, or no?
I do. I don't delve into it as much. I love history. I'm fascinated by it. So, but I think I'm like the books I read are they're philosophy oriented or self-helpy, but not like
This kid just got a boner. He's a Greek.
Look in the mirror and tell yourself
No,
you're
no,
pretty.
no.
Like, it's not that shit, but just like the 4 agreements and
Well,
shit.
didn't you, what's your story? Didn't you grow up, was your dad in the military?
My dad was a chief in the Navy. Yeah. He got drafted.
I remember when we were at, when we had breakfast together in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I did. That was
wild
cute.
blueberry pancakes or something like that?
Those
That's
were
what we
really
got.
those
That's
are
what we got.
really good pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took a video of you on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And everyone was very excited about it.
Yeah, and I had a low grade fever and a sore throat, which I always do.
You usually do. Yeah. Usually
You're
do.
always
I always do. I always
Yeah.
have a low grade fever and a sore. Today I have a double ear infection. It's just what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Yeah, you got a bad immune system.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
I know what it is. It's because
Kids?
when I was a kid,
Oh.
well, here's what happened.
Because kids get sick.
Well, yes. When I was a kid, like 12 years old, I had mononucleosis. And that, when you get mono, it like sucks, but it puts the Epstein-Barr virus in your body. It just lives on your spine for the rest of your life. And a lot of time, I never got sick in my 20s, or very rarely did I ever get sick. But when my daughter was born, I just started to get like, I'm sick all the time.
Kids are germ factories. Man.
And the doctor was like, also I bite my nails. Like, I don't, I'm an idiot, but it's like, my sinuses are the worst. And that's what, I'm always sick with a sinus. I never get the flu, knock on wood. It's always like sinus pressure.
Sinus sucks.
Pressing on the ears, pressing on the throat. So it's like,
you do always sound congested.
I could get a sinus surgery, but
You also do just have a low immune system because you get strep throat every time you eat somebody out.
I get strep throat every time I eat somebody out, but that's because I have big tonsils, and the tonsils, the bacteria gets trapped on the tonsils. That's what they
from the vagina.
Every time I go down,
Every time you go down on a girl,
and it doesn't matter how clean or not clean you are. I will get a sore throat. It's just going to happen. I will need to be on penicillin for 3 to 5 days.
Oh, before that you go down on a girl?
After I'm 100% going to get strep throat.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's all the way strep.
Oh my God, Chris, that's so sad.
Well, strep or a viral
you
or
gotta
bacterial
really want to
strep
eat that
infection.
pussy.
I know, and I can't.
You shouldn't eat pussy, Chris.
And I could get my tonsils removed. I could do that, but as an adult, to get a tonsillectomy is a big problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll solve my problems. I could get
Have
a
you
nasal.
brought this up to a doctor that you eat a girl's
Oh yeah,
pussy?
yeah, absolutely.
And the doctor was like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
No, the doctor said two independent ear, nose, and throat guys said that it's because of how big my tonsils are outstandingly big. Like like every ENT doctors are like, whoa,
God.
like they always have to look again. So they're incredibly big.
Why don't you get them removed?
I'm learning so much about you.
Because it's the surgery is like, first of all, I wouldn't be able to talk really for 2-3 weeks. Getting a tonsillectomy as an adult is no good. The recent research says that tonsillectomies are no good, and people are just as susceptible to everything.
Now, when a girl yells at you for not eating her pussy and you say all that, does she believe you?
Usually not, but the thing
I
is with
wouldn't
me
either.
sexually, either I have a girlfriend or it's usually we have sex 1, max 2 times, and the girl doesn't want to do it anymore. So it's usually like Giannis has said, like, I fulfill some kind of sexual need that they have, and then it's over. They're back to their regular scheduled lives.
They don't really, you don't get a lot of repeat customers.
No, it's just sex usually once.
How honest am I allowed to be on this?
Go, be completely honest.
We fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Absolutely.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
And you're right. It is a one-time thing.
Yeah, it was just like it happened, and then it just doesn't need to happen anymore.
Now,
But I was curious as to why you wouldn't fucking eat me out.
Yeah, it's because I would have gotten a sore
Should
throat.
have told me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed you. I would have made fun of you.
Yeah.
But at least I believe you now.
Yeah.
He's got a weak immune system.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now let's get into this. This is interesting.
Go ahead. Krystyna opened the door.
Because-
Fine.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
It's
I don't
really
give
up
a
to you.
shit.
The shit I say in this podcast is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
I
take.
know, right?
Blue guy in Houston.
Sometimes you forget you're talking on a microphone and then.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. Go ahead.
See, because I noticed that. Like, because girls love him.
Yeah.
But they love him like once, and then like they don't answer his texts after that. They're done. And
Yeah.
why is it? What is it? What is the one?
Let's be honest. You could be completely honest.
Yeah, because what I think is like,
Do I smell
No,
like
No.
tell me
Yeah.
if I'm right or wrong. Because
Okay.
I think he has like a.
This is actually fascinating
This
that we
is
have
great.
someone.
Oh, this is great.
This
He's
is
been
like
talking
girls
about
we
this for a
fuck.
year.
Yeah, we're doing your
This is it.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it without you there.
No, of
you know what I
course.
mean? We
Oh,
interviewed
that's nice.
you.
Look at that's so 2019 of you.
Well, I'm not.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, I know, but we had Chris on our podcast, and then we fucked after that. So,
Oh.
Yep.
but I'm not going to talk about it. I just really want to keep people's privacy private,
No, I get
unless
it.
they're there to talk for themselves.
Right.
I get it.
So what I theorize is that he has a look that kind of brings out something primal in a woman, like the big head kind of. He's masculine looking, but he's also funny and charismatic.
Also
and
kind of
smart.
gay.
Also a little gay, but it's
Yeah.
the look. There's something primal in his look that really is very masculine. Women just want to.
It's like a hot caveman.
Yeah, he's like a hot caveman. Women want to bang him out.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
it's then it's over.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to
So-
that? 'Cause
so
we've
there's
just
a-
been talking about this for a year.
Really?
Wait, let me finish it. And,
Yeah.
and also importantly,
Not you, but like why
Right, yes,
girls are
this
one and
whole
done.
thing.
I want to see if I'm right too. Also, he has an energy about him where you can tell that I call him Chrissy Greenlights, meaning there's no hang-ups. Like he's gonna hit when you guys start hooking up, he's not thinking like, is this okay or am I nervous? He's just hungry and he's gonna eat. Yeah, he wants to do it.
You're not your vagina though.
Yeah,
Definitely not the pussy.
he's aggressive.
I wouldn't say that. Okay, this is what I observed, and this is why I wanted to have sex with you, and this it was going to happen eventually.
100%. Yeah.
Because I wanted it to happen. He's so like, you're very masculine and very manly, like a protector kind of thing, but you're so adorable, like the gay thing.
Right.
You're saying like you're kind of gay.
Right.
You're not gay, but like you reek
I get it.
masculinity, but you're very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. And
Yeah.
it's nice for me anyway, when I'm always making the guy laugh that I'm
Sure.
with. And when the guy makes me laugh, I'm like, it's like I'm on a vacation.
Yeah, it's great.
And you're very funny and charming, very handsome. And I remember when we were in Chicago, I had to get Chucks, white Chucks.
Yes.
And you were like, you said something, and I thought it was so funny. You're like, all right, say like we're husband and wife, right? And you and I wanted to wear these shoes. What will you tell me? I'm like, I tell you to go fuck yourself or something. We were having like a really fun
Conversation,
day,
yeah.
and it was cute. And in the back of my head, I was like, I'm gonna have sex with him at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I think women just decide with you specifically, like they want to fuck you,
Right.
like 100%. And when
Right.
a woman wants to fuck a guy, a lot of times, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
not
I
in a
can't-
rapey way, but in a.
Yeah.
But I remember we tried to hang out a couple times after that, and you kept flaking.
Yeah.
And it was so much so that I'm like,
It was a turnoff.
it was a turnoff, but I was curious because I wasn't like, I didn't give a shit. I wasn't mad or anything, but I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, so you were willing to have sex a second time then?
No.
Wow, she was done.
That's hilarious. That's a good soundbite for the podcast.
That was like
second time. No,
so honest. Like, I wouldn't say that. No.
No, but this
I'm
is
pretty
great.
honest.
No,
We can be
please.
honest.
No,
Like,
because,
I adore you.
It happened already. It's great.
Right.
Yeah.
And he doesned care. I mean, he has a thick skin.
And we both don't, which is great.
Yeah. But I don't know that it was like when did we have sex? Was I even having sex with many people? I don't think I was.
It was a good. I mean,
I think you were the second person I slept with
right
after this long relationship. So I was like new to the game.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a
you were
long time
binging.
ago.
Oh, you were binging.
Well, kind of. I was trying to. There was actually another comedian that I was sleeping with for a while, and then that fizzled out.
So he got repeat business.
He
That
did.
guy.
We had a crazy chemistry.
Right.
Him and I had we couldn't keep our
More
hands
than
off
the
each
sex.
other.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the sex was good, but I also the chemistry was insane. I don't think we had that sexual chemistry, but we have like a very flirty chemistry.
Right. So it kept along. But so you don't have an answer then for what Giannis. You don't know why.
Well, you there was something you said.
Please, no, she's going to say something good.
Yeah.
You go, oh God, thank you for allowing me to speak
This
at
is
this.
great.
Please.
Because I would never say this on a podcast unless it was in front of you. But you were like, hey babe, suck my dick, babe. I can't get hard unless you suck my dick, babe. And it was like
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
that's not hot, dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't hot. It was like a, hey babe, you
But
were
it's
like you were
funny.
talking to a dog, but not in a condescending. I didn't felt like I wasn't offended. But I was like, can you not talk like that? But I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
No, you should have just said it.
I didn't know how. I didn't know how. Because like I said, you were the second person. I'm pretty sure you're the second person I slept with. And I've since slept with a lot more people. And I feel like I'm really good at advocating. Like if something's happening that's a turn off for me or that I'm confused about, I'll say I'm very comfortable. But at first it was just like, oh wow, I can't believe somebody else's dick is in me that's not Steven's. That was like for the first couple times.
Yeah, no, see, and I appreciate the honesty because it's like,
You should say, I appreciate the honesty, babe.
I appreciate the
But
honesty.
you really
babe.
wanted me to suck your dick and you wouldn't eat me out.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm like, don't be.
The reciprocation isn't there because I
You get strep throat.
Right. So post
And that's hard.
tonsillectomy,
Not a lot of chicks are going to believe that, but I believe
truth.
you. I know it's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually is true. I've gotten confirmation. It's
Yeah.
true.
That sucks.
Yeah. So it's
And it's
kinda
not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather.
But you didn't even finger me. Did you finger me? I don't think you did.
I probably had an infection in my nails. Biting my nails. I probably had an open cut. Yeah. Yeah.
Babe.
That's really
Babe.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd much rather, just be with like my kid's mom, just because it's like she's just like
She gets you.
She knows she's
Yeah.
not going to get her. She just knows. Or if
Wait, you mean sex? You mean?
yeah, well, it's just like she doesn't. Not that she doesn't care, but she's just
She understands.
We have a family, and it's just like she knows all about it. She's like, when you eat me out, I'm like a sore throat. So it's like there's times where it's like she was just like, I need this to happen, and I'll just get I used to just get sore throats. I mean, it's my kid's mom. I'm a
deal
sweet
with it.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a sweetheart.
And so.
Aw.
So yeah, there's times when I'm like, fuck. And I was like, pretty promiscuous, but now it's like really slowed down because I just.
That sucks.
It's like, I'm sure you've got to the point now where it's like, you've had so much sex, like nothing's different. It's all the same.
Well, I look for chemistry.
Yeah.
That's why, and I love having sex. I'm very glad we had sex,
Sure.
but it's like
Same.
sometimes there's a lot of people that I've since had sex with that I'm like, okay, that was, it's not there. Like sometimes I'll be really good in bed with somebody because they like bring that out of me, and like people bring up different things in other people sexually, which I think is really fascinating.
Hell
That's
yeah,
why
it is.
That's why I like having sex with people, because it's like, oh, what's gonna happen with this magical snowflake combination?
Right.
But yeah.
It's chemistry. Like sex is never bad, but it's like chemistry takes it to a whole nother level. Without the chemistry, there's not going to be repeat business, right?
Right.
But what's strange is sometimes you don't know the chemistry's there until
you're naked and his penis is in you.
Yeah, or like sometimes, have you ever been with someone where it took a couple times where the first few were bad and then it got really good once you got comfortable?
Well, I think the first time having sex with anybody is always going to be the worst time that you and that person have sex.
Yeah.
Right.
It's only going to get better. So when the first time is great, you're like,
Yeah. Also, I think with sex now, at least in 2019, I mean, putting on the condom is like, it just stops the natural like animalistic progression of things, and I'm a very nervous person when it comes to that and do that, you know?
Yeah, it really breaks the flow.
It breaks the flow, but it's
Yeah.
like, it's just what it is, you know?
I know, and I don't like condoms
Exactly.
either.
So that was
but
another thing.
at the same time, so usually the first couple times I sleep with somebody, condoms, and then
Right.
Did I ask you? Did we have the conversation of when it was you last tested? I
We
have
did
that.
not, but we use a condom.
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So it's either that, and then when I go off the condoms with that person if I keep sleeping with them for a while.
Yeah.
But I first have to be like, when did you get tested?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the condoms like it's like training wheels, and then once you get comfortable, you take them off, you ride that bike.
Oh man, ride that bike
Ride
all
that bike.
goddamn day
Yeah.
and night.
Ride
You don't
that
use
bike.
condoms.
I never use condoms.
No.
Nice.
Well, because to be honest, like using a condom is like you're not really having sex with a woman; you're having sex with the condom.
Yeah,
and
Kinda,
the woman's
yeah.
having sex with the condom.
Right.
You know, to remove it, taking
It's
off
a
that
thin
condom
layer, but
changes everything. Though.
Yes.
Changes not only from how you feel, but like the spiritual connect. The whole thing
Oh
is
my
connected.
God.
You're connected to
I
each
will
other's
stalk
bodies.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's good feedback. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No,
But-
because and I'm sure I did. Yeah, suck my dick. I can't get it hard. Yeah, because I'm just like a dead inside kind of person. Yeah. So,
You're not dead inside.
not dead inside, but like I
but for the guys, does it go straight up or
for men? Yeah.
it
It
goes straight
depends.
up.
If we're talking about like an enlightened conversation, I'll get a full fucking rock hard.
Full, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a full rock Johnson.
So
A conversation?
Yeah,
I get kind of horny. I get like I'll have a great conversation with a guy, and then really
hard?
gets me in the mood to fuck a woman. I never would have sex with
Yeah.
a man. I'm not
Yeah, this
sexually
is
attracted to them.
so this is
but,
what-
but I do get like that adrenaline up. Like I get pumped up when like we have a really good conversation about something in history.
I understand
and
that.
and it gets those adrenalines up, and I get really excited.
And you're like,
next thing you
man,
know,
there's so
I'm
much in this
texting-
life that we need to know.
Yeah,
And
I'm texting girls, and I'm like, you want to hang out? You want to hang out? But it's really like the foreplay was the conversation with a man.
do you ever get turned down by women? I can't imagine you would.
Like for sex?
Yeah. Or to make out, whatever. I mean, just something sexual.
Rarely.
Yeah.
It's happened though.
And you know what I love
I don't
about
want
you,
to sound
Chris?
like a dick, but
No,
usually not.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't assume that. And
Yeah.
you're not a dick. And you
Yeah.
usually don't get turned down. Like your ego is wonderful. Like wherever it's at right now, it's
Yeah.
like you're not an asshole.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost like impossible for you to be an asshole.
He's not
Yeah.
insecure
You're very
either.
sweet. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
very secure. You're very sweet. You're very masculine. You got all these great combos.
Right. But yeah, I get it. But you feel one time was enough, and then
Yeah.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not,
That seems
yeah.
to be a pattern too. It seems to happen a lot.
That's why I thought it was fascinating. But I'm
Seems
sure
to
what
be-
Krystyna said with the, what I'm sure other girls
I
echo
expect
that.
it different. I think that's what it is. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Sure, of course.
So this guy that I'm seeing got me into Game of Thrones, and
Is it James Mad Dog Matter?
No,
I'm kidding.
no.
No, 'cause we were
he
just
works
talking-
here, but he's not a comedian.
We were talking about Game of Thrones.
Hebert.
Jason Momoa's character.
Oh, sure.
That's what I thought you were going to be, like this Dothraki fucking,
Yeah.
like you're going to be a wolf.
But it wasn't that at all.
No, you were a teddy bear.
I was
Yeah.
teddy bear.
But you have that side
I have
to you
a doughy
anyway.
body. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, it's one of those, I say on stage a lot, like I'm a letdown for women. You know, I don't go down on them. I'm not, it's not what they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yet they still want to fuck you.
Once,
one
power-
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
A few come back, babe. A few come back. Yeah.
No, there's a few
There's a
babes
few.
that come back.
Yeah, a few babes that come
Well, I
back.
talk about on stage all my imperfections and,
Yeah.
and sexually how it's not going to be what you want. And
But you never know when a comic
I
talks
was gonna
about
say, 'cause
that.
still after shows, girls would be like,
Yeah.
want to hang out. But yeah, no, I know.
How
those
was
things-
I? I'm curious.
Great.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I feel like I was.
Yeah.
I forget.
Can you just say babe after you say
Great, babe.
Great, babe.
Babe, it was great.
Babe.
Yeah.
Babe, can you suck my dick, babe?
Suck
Yeah.
my dick, babe.
But what I like
Can't
about
get that out of my head
Krystyna,
now.
like sexually, is like it was just like two adults doing it, and then it was like
Yeah.
there was no like, what does this mean? It's like you know what
Yeah.
it meant.
Yeah, I felt
you know?
calm- yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
physical thing, and because I personally, I feel like it's more my responsibility as the guy than the woman to do that, especially nowadays. I like tell women directly or indirectly, like it's just about like sex. Like I always
You don't wait for them to ask or something because they might know.
Well, no, like a girl's like say I just met a girl, right? And she's like, oh, like let's hang out. I'll hang out and then, I'll let them know throughout the night, like all these commitments I have. I got to go pick up my daughter. I got shows. I got this. I got that.
I'm so
not
wet.
available. Like I'm just not available. So if you want to have sex, knowing that I'm probably just gonna want to have sex with you and then leave, that's fine.
Oh, so you might be one and done.
Right. Well, but I'm also like, if you don't want to have sex, that's okay too.
Right.
Like if a girl did turn me down, I'll tell you this for sure. If I ever was denied sex, I would never be the guy that was like, fuck you and hit. I would just
You
like,
would
okay.
never do that.
I would just walk away. Like,
Yeah.
because the truth is I care, but I don't care. And that's not, it's not like, oh, fuck this. I value that person, that girl as a human being, but it's like, if you don't want to have sex, like, it's just okay.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
go home and it's just no problem. Like, I'm
right.
attracted to very attractive women. I want to have sex with girls, but if they don't want to, it's
Guys are
just
always
okay.
available.
I just
You'll
don't
go
care.
one way or the other. Yeah.
What'd you say?
You said I would, but I said if guys are available, you will do that too.
100%.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
grinder.
It's just what it is.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah. So maybe I give off a one and done energy. That's very intuitive.
Yeah.
I think I always suspected it was that.
What
When she
Krystyna
said she thought she had this in her mind that you were going to be like
Jason Momoa, yeah.
because you have that look.
Yeah, but that's what I say on stage.
Yeah.
I know that I know
Yeah.
that. I
But
knew
sometimes comics on stage will say
Yeah.
one thing and it's not really what they are like
No,
in front.
I mean, it's amazing after shows what people ask you is real. Like I would say,
Oh, yeah.
20-30% of the time, that's a good percentage of the time. People are like, you don't really have a Puerto Rican daughter, right? It's like, why
What?
would I make that up?
Would
You
make
don't really
that
have
up?
a kid, right? It's like, are
Oh,
you
wow.
stupid?
I actually don't make anything up that I talk about, which is sad.
Well,
That's how crazy my
I
life is.
personally love the comedians that come from the truthful play. I fucking love
Me
it.
too, me
We
too.
can tell when it's fake.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, just audiences, they don't know anything about comedy, so they just assume it's all like an act.
Yeah.
That's what they know about comedy. Is everyone has an act, and they're like, you know,
Right.
you're just saying that on stage. You're like, no, actually, I'm
Yeah.
making jokes about my real life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it is nice, I will say, going back to that, like 2 adults can just fuck and then it's okay.
Yeah, it's like
I wasn't like
2 adults can fuck and then talk about
But
it
you
on a
did
podcast.
say-
that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's fine. You
Yeah.
did say you would call me, and then when you said that, I was like, "No, you're not going to call me. What the
Yeah.
fuck?" I'm like, "Why do you even say? You don't have to say that to me. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit."
why? Yeah. Well,
But you could tell it was ingrained in you.
yeah, I could call.
Call,
yeah.
call you
Yeah.
tomorrow, babe.
Yeah,
you
cool.
don't have to call me, but
Yeah. Well, because I just don't. I want to make sure that you feel good and everything's good.
yeah.
Well,
I
That's
mean,
like really important to me.
She would have preferred to have her pussy eaten, but besides that, it was
She would
okay.
have
That's
preferred to
okay.
get banged out by a fucking actual man.
Yeah.
That's what she was hoping for.
Yeah.
Instead, this fucking anxiety uppity faggot came over and banged her out. She would have got her pussy pounded harder.
you're not right. I mean, that's
Yeah.
an
I mean,
exaggeration.
you might
That's
as
a
well just have
hyperbolic
Mateo
version of
Lane
my
come
thought.
over and fucking take pictures.
Oh, Mateo Lane's so hot.
Could you
When,
You're
imagine
very
that?
hot though.
I appreciate it.
When you guys
So
were
are you.
done, did
So are
you
you.
sit alone and go, oh, that's what it okay.
Did you text anybody after like
I
that
just
was
picture
bad
you going,
sex, or
oh.
you keep it to yourself?
Oh, she texted.
No, please be
I
honest.
texted Corinne.
Yeah, and you were like, this wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just because I texted somebody only because I think the first guy, the person let that matter, Dan, who cares? I interviewed him on the podcast. It was so electric, and I thought my vagina was broken because my ex. I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to have sex anymore.
Because with
towards
Dan
the
was
end
so
of that
amazing.
relationship, it was not romantic at all, actually.
Just
but
nice
just
fucking.
like animalistic, like
Right.
Jason Momoa fucking. Like because he's so tall, he would like pick me up, and I'm like, what's happening? This is great.
Condom, no condom?
Condom and then no condom and then condom again.
Got it.
Because he was seeing somebody and we
Got
were
it.
very open about that
Makes sense.
conversation, which is good. But yeah. But just I don't know.
You were like, yeah,
It was-
yeah. So let
because I thought you were so like I still am very attracted to you. It's very weird.
right.
But it's kind of nice to like live in that and be like, oh, that's cool.
He's a handsome guy.
Handsome, very funny, very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you have this dickishness about you that I love.
That you love.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. But towards yourself, like your self-deprecating
Right.
humor is really
Yeah.
good.
Well, no, I would think that a lot of women have sent a text to their friend and be like, that was what I don't know what happened.
Now, how does that make you feel?
You know,
You don't give a shit.
I'm being honest. But I don't mean to sound crass when I say
No,
that.
it's
No,
how
you
you
It just
feel.
truly doesn't
Doesn't
elicit
care.
any.
Yeah.
Look, it's not like
That's
I
sweet,
don't,
actually.
It's not like I don't care about this woman. Like for example, a month ago, I had sex with a girl, and then she called me a couple of days later, and she was just like, "What does this mean?" Like emotion. And I was with my kid.
Was she in her 20s?
Yeah. And I was with my kid, and I was just like, oh, like talking to my kid, and I could tell like she wanted me to be like, give her my attention, all that. And I was like, look, you had a good time, right? With
Yeah.
that? And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, I don't live in your state. And like, I got my kid, like I have so many things going on. Like, as long as you had a good time and like, please, like, is everything cool? And she was like, yes. I was like, okay, then like, that's what I can give you right now. But like, I'm here if you need me, whatever you want. Like whatever you need. I'm here, but it's no emotional connection. I don't feel
you have
anything.
This, you know what you have that women, I think, look for me, even if they know it or not, is like this, he'll protect me.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening, if he's with me, he'll make sure that I don't, whatever, nothing happens to me.
Yeah, which is what I have to, even my kid's mom, who's like, who knows me, even though like I can't fix anything. And I'm like, all these letdowns, which she knows, she even says that she's like, but I always feel protected by you
and that
when
is
you're with us.
Hard to come by.
Yeah. That's why I think, she's always just like, I don't know. I just feel like you can protect me even though you can't fight.
Does success have anything to do with it?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because I know you can't fight.
Yeah.
But I know you're protecting.
She's like, but I know you just protect us somehow, so I keep you around.
If he wasn't as successful as he is it the same? Is it just a physical thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a look.
Well, but if you weren't funny, it would be different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, anybody who does an art who's not good at it, that's the most pussy drying thing in the fucking planet.
Right.
If you're just starting out, of course, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, why two women when I was a physical therapist, like, start giving me hand jobs while I was massaging them in the exam room.
Yeah.
Like,
see, if you massaging somebody's leg, that's not going to not result
like,
in a wet
it's
table.
not like I tried to do it. Like they just started putting their hands on my cock. So I guess.
Now, how'd you feel about that? You were like, okay.
That was, I was in my 20s. It was a different time. It was 2000, whatever, 10, 11. So it was like, but.
Did you like it?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, it's unbelievable. But like the women were like, Yeah, see, I went to a Planned Parenthood to get, like the Chelsea Health Clinic. And I had to, because one of the guys I was sleeping with thought he had an STI. So I just went over. Sure.
And I had to get a gynecological exam by this gorgeous man. And I.
Yeah.
Was aroused.
Mm-hmm.
He did not need any lube, and it was very uncomfortable for me. I'm like, I hope this is okay. Yeah. But also, I had to shoot a documentary, so I was doing my makeup in the lobby, and so it felt like I was trying to get pretty for this hot guy, but I wasn't.
But you're clean.
I was
How
clean.
Fucking
I
great
was
is that
so
to
happy.
Know that you're clean.
I mean, guys,
I got burned twice with chlamydia. That's it.
Yeah. So I thought it might be, but I wasn't having any symptoms. So
yeah. All right. Well, you're good.
Yay.
Guys who give massages must get pussy.
When I'm horny, I'll ask for a male masseuse.
Yeah.
Well, I knew.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is,
because you're basically foreplaying them, getting them ready, and then like.
And I love massage.
Well, both women did the same thing, and I'm not saying it's for me, but I think it's just a move that probably both these women have done before in their life, or women do. Both of them came in. One came in with a shoulder injury. One came in with tennis elbow, elbow issue. And we treated them over the course of like 3, 4, 5 weeks. It wasn't like initially,
right?
But like whenever that time, 4th, 5th week, both of them separate times in my life were like, you know what, my lower back's really hurting today. It's really hurting. Can we focus on that? Oh, can we go into a private room? Like all that, which I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm treating whatever. I'm like, it's not the shoulder today, whatever. It's not the elbow. Yeah, it's still that, but it's the lower back. And then it was the same.
Now you didn't suspect.
That makes sense that
you wouldn't.
The second time, yes, because it had happened. For the first time, no, I was naive into it. I was a 25-year-old kid just out of college. I just got my license. So I was massaging her lower back, and she was lower butt, and then I started to be like, what? And then when she spread her legs and was just
her
like,
underwear on?
Yeah, but like she was soaking wet, like I felt it, and then she just once I felt that by accident, not by accident, but like I felt it, and I was like, when I said her name, I was like,
babe, did you say babe?
No,
babe,
her name wasn't. Her name wasn't this.
Babe,
but I was like,
Diane, babe.
Yeah,
babe, what's going on?
I was like, babe, are you all right, babe?
You all right, babe?
Babe, I was like, yo, suck my dick, babe.
Babe, suck my dick a little bit. I can't get hard.
I can't get hard unless you suck it, babe. You had a good time, right, babe? I don't live in your state, babe.
Did you say anything when he said that? When he said, I can't get hard unless you suck it, babe?
I was like, I like sucking dicks.
Yeah.
You don't, or you do?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. But I was like, I didn't like the way you asked it, but I know that you're not an unkind person. Like, you're not an asshole.
See, and
so that's why I didn't say anything, because I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Just, I didn't think you talk like you talked in the shoe store, like you talk like here, but that's okay. That's fine. What do I know? And yeah.
So you felt it wasn't
nice. I like sucking dicks.
Yeah.
It turns me on.
It was like,
what would have been a nice way to say it?
And you came.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What would have been a nice way to say it if he wanted his dick sucked? Would you
just let it happen organically?
Well, let it happen organically, because I would have done it. I love sucking dicks when I'm interested in, when I'm having sex with a person. But Yeah, just suck my cock, maybe.
Yeah, come a little stronger.
Suck my
You
cock.
fuck it.
Put your tongue on my cock. Can you put your
Babe,
tongue
can you
on
suck my dick?
Not
I can't
babe,
get
not
hard.
babe. Yeah.
And
babe,
I can't get hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
babes, can you suck my dick? Sounds like I'm under the counter at a pizza place, and you're at the cash register, and you got a long line.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No, it's true. And
It was not enough emotion in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a little
Clinical.
more manliness.
Yeah,
Because you are a manly
Well,
person.
but all those moves by me and it's all subconscious because I don't even remember it. So it's like nothing that I even, you know what I mean?
I can tell what was knee jerk and what wasn't because I figured you slept with a lot of people, and that's why I thought it would be like really good sex. Because I'm like, oh, the more
No,
people
most
a
women
guy
do, and then
has
it's not.
fucked, I assume that means that they're really good at sex at this point.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also up to the person they're having sex with. You know, you want to leave your partner better than when you
Yeah.
first met them, so you give feedback. But
Yeah.
then it's like sometimes feedback
Yeah.
isn't a necessary thing.
Well,
you just kind of let it happen.
I would say the best sex that I've had that's been, you know, where I've reciprocated and it's been like the best sex has really been with my kid's mom has been the best just because I just feel like it's
Comfortable.
so-
She knows you.
Yeah. And there's no problem. Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to get in trouble. I'm having sex with the person that should be having sex with, you know?
Right.
I still to this day, even though we haven't been together for 2 years, just feel like I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's just like a post-traumatic thing. So like with her, it's just like,
You can really relax.
just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that
that's
makes
fine.
sense.
Yeah. But, you know, it's what it is.
Diseases scared me.
Yeah.
I remember Joe List was telling me about his herpes. We were in the car. It was like me, him, Nate, somebody else. And it was right around the time he got herpes and he was telling everybody about it. And he was telling us about the pain he went through with his when he had an outbreak. And I was like, you know what?
You'd rather not.
Yeah. And I got in a relationship after that and I was like, I don't want to ever risk. I just got paranoid. I was like, I don't want to risk that.
Was he single when he got it?
He was single when he got it.
Yeah. I know a few people who have it, but people really, I know people who have it and then they'll ask me advice for like that conversation because they're scared to tell the person. But I'm like, well, if you have to have that conversation where you fuck something, you have to. And the people I know have it. They're like, I know, but that was like the most quote unquote humiliating part. But I'm like, if I go to sleep with somebody and they say, when was the last time you were tested? I have this, I have herpes, but I don't have an outbreak. Use condom, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're more on top of your sexual health than somebody who just fucked me and didn't ask a question.
I wasn't even scared about getting it. I was scared about the pain.
Giving it?
No, that too. But the pain. He was telling me about the pain.
Oh,
he was
really?
like, he couldn't walk if it
Oh,
touched
God.
his jeans and
that
He also didn't treat it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He left it untreated.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it gets worse.
But
Because
I don't think
antibiotics.
he had the money at the time to do it.
Yeah, I know. But also the first outbreak is always the
Right,
worst.
right.
So what he went through.
I
that
heard you
first
can get like a fever and shit.
Oh, you
No, you
do.
do.
You get a fever.
It attacks your
No,
body.
you can't. Like it's like having. You know when you have like a canker sore. You know the pain from a canker. It's like he was saying. It's like, but there's
between
like
your legs.
there's a whole bunch of them. They're open and oozing. And it's like if it touches your underwear, it's like ripping. It's like an open wound that's being touched by clothing. So he can't even walk. He would have to sit like this and like
Write your best herpes stories or your own personal herpes stories on the community board,
Yeah.
patreon.com/BayRichBoys.
We had Joe on here, and he told us all about this.
Oh, I gotta. We've never interviewed somebody on Guys Who Fuck that like to talk about it like in depth.
Oh, Joe would be
Have
great.
him on.
People are so hesitant to talk about it, but I'm like, first of all, statistically, most people have it.
Yeah.
You know,
One out of
Either
five,
you have
they
it
say.
active
Yeah.
or it's dormant.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Some people have it and then it'll never
They don't
show
know.
up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people. My friend's an emergency room doctor. He said he can't. It's every single day, or it used to be whenever he's working a different thing now. But it used to be every day. People get blood work, come back, and they say, just to let you know, you have herpes, and they're like, "What? I've never had a symptom. I've been married for 10 years." Like, no. You don't have active herpes, but it's in your blood.
Right,
So
right.
it's something to be aware of.
Yeah.
You know.
So just the pain he was talking.
Oh,
just kinda,
poor guy.
I was like, I don't want to go through that.
All
Yeah.
this herpes talk makes me want to talk about Hedy Lamarr. Did she have herpes?
I don't know.
Who is Hedy Lamarr?
She-
Well, sorry. Just as you guys know, when we have guests on, we normally know a lot about the person that our guest is talking about. This is one of those unique situations, and we're really excited about it. Giannis and I really don't know anything about Hedy Lamarr, but Miss Krystyna Hutchinson does. So,
Yes, I
beautiful.
did. I watched a documentary. Thank you. On Netflix. It's called Bombshell, I believe.
Nice.
Hedy Lamarr was an on-screen actress, and she was described as like one of the most beautiful women in film in the 30s and 40s.
She was a piece.
She was
I
a
saw.
fucking piece.
She was
a
she was
fucking
actually
piece.
the model for Snow White, the animated
Wow.
Disney Snow White back in the
which
30s.
is about date rape. Cancel Snow White.
Hashtag cancel Snow White.
Yeah.
So she was very beautiful and she was treated as this gorgeous woman, but she was also very smart. But her intelligence was really interesting because she was kind of like, she would get a lot of plastic surgery. And this is one of the many things that she helped, one of the many industries she kind of helped move forward. And the surgeon would put this, like, would do the operation in front of the ears. And there was a point in the documentary where a doctor was saying that she was like, can't you put the scar for a facelift behind my ear so that no one sees it? And
Right.
all the doctors were like, you know what? We're going to do that from now on. So like she innovated these fields by kind of using logic, but she also developed with this man who's a composer. I believe it was one of her husbands or a guy she was dating.
She had like 6 or 7 husbands.
She had
right?
like 7 husbands. Yeah. They developed the technology that for World War II, she patented the technology where if an American submarine wanted to send a missile to the enemy, they could detect that the missile was coming on the radio. So Hedy Lamarr and this composer guy George created this patent to basically have the frequencies on the radio station constantly jumping from one channel to the other, so you couldn't intercept a missile.
And Hedy Lamarr
helped create that and patented it. She didn't receive a fucking penny from it, and
because of fucking patriarchy.
Yeah, probably, and also because people just looked at her as this beautiful actress woman that they were. It was the documentary is kind of a bummer because she got all this plastic surgery up until the day she died because she was just trying to maintain this image as everybody saw her.
She was
as.
so beautiful to begin with.
She was beautiful, but no one saw
smart.
her for her brain. But that technology for the World War II for those missiles is the same technology we use for Wi-Fi.
How wild's that?
Wow.
So every Wi-Fi frequency does that. It jumps from channel to channel, so you can't intercept it. I mean, some people can if they're like.
So that's some Hedy Lamarr fucking invention.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
She was like this genius woman.
She was.
Yeah.
Was she a piece? Did you see
She
a
was
picture
a
of her?
fucking piece.
Oh, yeah.
Can
Here's
you pull up a picture of Hedy
Yeah,
Lamarr,
pull up
Zach?
yeah.
And post it on the Patreon?
She also was I was believed and
Absolute
in
piece.
terms of
Babe,
for a
can you suck my dick, babe?
I can't get hard unless you suck my dick, babe.
She would probably just invent something in your living room instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had the first on-screen female orgasm in a film.
Wow.
Yeah, but her husband at the time, who she fled her husband because he basically pledged his allegiance to Hitler at the rise of Hitler.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, you know. And then
Does he live in Ridgewood, Queens?
Yeah, it's a little judgmental.
Where I'm
Austria. She was born in Austria, and there was a story
Gorgeous.
about her husband had this maid guard her room so she couldn't come out. So she left her husband and escaped to go to London to become a film actress by drugging this maid that would watch her. Like she somehow snuck a sleeping pill into this maid's tea, sewed all of her expensive jewelry into a maid outfit, and like left the house in the middle of the night and flew to London. Like this chick is a brilliant thinker.
I think didn't they do that's? I think Catwoman did that in one of the Batman movies, right?
She was one of the inspirations for Catwoman.
Oh
actually.
shit! So
she So
Anne
she was the
Hathaway did
model.
that.
She was the model for Disney Snow White, amused to Mel Brooks, and inspired DC Comics Catwoman.
Wow. Oh, so that's crazy that I had no idea about that.
She's one of the most recognizable faces of all time because she's
Yeah, I was gonna say, I look at her face, I'm like, I've seen that before because it's
the
Snow White.
cartoons, yeah, and Catwoman. Like
She
it
is
was the
gorgeous.
comic.
Where's she from? What state? You know?
She's from Austria.
Oh,
She was
from
born in
Austria. I'm sorry.
Austria, and then she moved to the States.
Okay. So, but right here, what we're seeing a picture of her in what must be the 1940s or early 50s. That's not plastic surgery yet. That's
Correct.
Just her look.
That's just her.
So she's stunningly
natural beauty.
gorgeous,
Yes.
without any work.
Mm-hmm.
But then pieces of shit.
Howard Hughes, who's a big guy. This is one of the facts on her. Lamarr states that the legendary inventor and business mogul Howard Hughes relied on her. Hughes gave her a set of tools to continue inventing with while she was on the trailer on set while she was filming movies. In return, she helped him with his aeroplane research. She purchased books on the anatomy of birds and fish to design a more efficient wing shape that would reduce the drag in an airplane.
Austrians and Germans are just smart kids. I know they do bad things, but they're smart kids.
Well,
can we admit that, Giannis?
Well,
Most of them.
Hitler wanted to preserve the
He hates
race
the
for a
Germans
reason, I guess.
Because
I'm a Jew, so.
He's Greek, and his mother grew up in Nazi-occupied Greece, so he hates Germans. And unfortunately, I got, and
hate Nazis.
You look like Hitler's dream.
80%
He's
German, babe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, babe.
Yeah,
I'm 80% Nazi out. Maybe that's why I don't get second dates, because I'm a Nazi.
That's a sound clip.
Yeah.
That's a sound clip.
She was self-taught too.
Yes.
She was completely self-taught. No, I just believe certain people, doesn't matter race, religion, creed, or whatever, there's just certain individuals who are born with just bigger brains.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can't like
nothing to do
Einstein,
with it.
Tesla, Elon Musk. These people have bigger brains.
Just bigger brains,
Gandhi,
man.
bigger brain.
Yeah, there's just people, you look back in history, it's across color
Even
lines.
what they do, even if it's not smart, like you can't tell me when you put, let's say, Martin Luther King's brain next to my brain. He's got a different brain. His brain is just emitting more things to like push goals forward.
Exactly.
People
like people that are movers and shakers like that, their brains are capable of seeing the end result, and they just know these are the steps I have to get there, and they don't get overwhelmed along the way.
No, exactly.
Or if they do, they don't let it get in
You know
the
what
way.
I think they know how to do fucking great? I think it's like a talent of every entrepreneur and every single person who's wildly successful, their ability to compartmentalize what they need and to focus on one thing.
Yes.
And push that one thing very far. Everybody who's successful, maybe they're successful at 10 things, but never did they dedicate energy to all 10.
Right.
It's one, and then they go to the next one.
Corinne used to work at a management, Lehman Entertainment, and she always told me the story about how Lin-Manuel Miranda took 5 years off to write Hamilton. He wouldn't go on because she helped manage him. He wouldn't go on any auditions. He wouldn't do any movie roles. He wouldn't do any projects.
So 5 years he was making almost no money.
Yeah, exactly. He got married, and I believe he had a kid during that time. He did very small things here and there for money, but he's like, I'm taking this time to write Hamilton. 5 fucking years. I would have felt like a failure if I hadn't cranked down Hamilton in a year.
100%. Me too.
So it's like, wow, I always have that story in mind of like, wow, he really took the time to do it right.
To do it fucking right.
Yeah, but some people's brains, they just like, they get it quick.
And they don't beat themselves up.
But so, it's just like they're born that way.
Yeah.
Like you look at Mozart to be able to do that when he was
At like
10.
7 or something.
I mean,
well, that's
it's just
like a savant though, a
yeah,
prodigy.
you're
I'm
just
saying,
born that. You're just born with a brain that just gets it quick.
Yep.
Like even Einstein, like you can't. He was born that way.
Yeah.
It was inevitable that not everyone has the potential to be that. It's just you're born.
Well, your friend, what's his name? Chris
Kanik. He was
Kanik is just a
16 years old. He disproved a Harvard professor's.
What?
Yeah, it's like
he builds like
just
nano robot technology now. It's just we could never do that.
Yeah,
Even if we took 5 years off, we just can't do it.
Yeah, no amount of beating myself up is going to get me to that point.
It's the same thing as like an athlete. You know, it's like or a guy who throws 95 miles an hour.
They can just do that.
They just can do it.
Yeah.
You can get a guy who's jacked, who works out.
Which I kind of love. I love that it's like this natural. That's why I'm so in awe of it.
It's crazy.
Some people, though, they work on it. You know, they have to like
work on it.
performers and shit.
But the top level guys, they're born with it.
Yes, I 100%
You can't
agree.
be a pitcher in the major leagues if you're not born with something that's almost like superhuman.
Yeah, like actors and actresses, like there's exceptions. Daniel Day-Lewis can conform; he's a chameleon. But like a lot of people, it's just like so and so is just famous because they knew the right person, because they fucked Harvey Weinstein.
No, let's be honest.
At some point,
and they're fucking hot.
Yeah, and
Usually
they're
let
hot.
him
Not
rape
Harvey
them.
Weinstein. That was a joke. But I'm saying like you did something, guys or girls did. It's nepotism, who you know, and whatever. But athletes, it's like you can't. LeBron James, there's no. That wasn't
There's
an
no
accident.
practice schedule
That wasn't
for
an
that.
accident.
Yeah,
LeBron is LeBron. It's objective.
Well, her life afterwards was a little wild. She got
But
arrested.
Hedy
got
Lamarr,
arrested.
though, look, she's so beautiful where it looks like she's like, of course that woman's going to be famous. How could you not be famous and look like that?
Yep.
I
And
mean,
she
like-
knew.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Pitt is just like, you got to consider, that's kind of a talent being that fucking hot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hot.
He's hot.
Yeah.
It's actually fucking, I get strep thorn for him. It's actually unbelievable looking at Hedy Lamarr. It's giving me the chills because I'm seeing Snow White and that other two pictures you showed up. Like, that face is what I've seen my whole childhood.
Yeah,
my whole life.
that face. She was one of the most popular actresses on the planet at one time.
Wow.
So what
And
happened
she was
to her?
renowned.
Yeah, so what happened post?
What happened afterwards?
Yeah.
It's just it got sad. She the patent that they put in for this technology that ended up being used for Wi-Fi and shit. It got lost in the government patent office, and then they eventually
That's
found
convenient.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like no one wanted to look at everybody. You know how you put everybody in a box because that's what you're comfortable with? The most extreme examples. It's why I think people still to this day can't handle LGBTQ people. They just because they and why people are prejudiced. I feel
They're
like
like,
you
no,
don't
it's
fit
men
this
and
idea.
women. Right.
You don't fit this idea of how I see the world and how the world is. So I think that she got put into this box of you are a beautiful woman. It confuses me and doesn't make sense that you're also inventing Wi-Fi and restructuring the wings on an aeroplane. Just be in that box. And people, I think, pushed so hard for her to be in that box that she was like, well, fuck this. The end of the documentary was real sad.
What's the documentary?
I believe it's called Bombshell.
Okay.
Check this out. What she said. This is a
Bombshell.
direct quote from her. Like, it's funny we're talking about this. She says, "Inventions are easy for me to do. I don't have to work on ideas. They come naturally. It's like you're just born that
Our
way.
brain is different.
Yeah, brain just different.
Well, like you see, like there's guy I've watched like that show Brain Games. You ever seen that show Brain Games?
No.
They play like these like brain games. Like you're watching the screen and it does this or that but sometimes they do all these experiments. But sometimes they'll just interview like geniuses or like people who has brains, different brains.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy, he said he just see like how you're looking at the wall and you see blue and red and colors and all that. He sees that too, but he also sees grids and he sees numbers everywhere.
Wow.
He just sees it. And he's like this famous mathematician.
Wow.
But it's like, I was like, what does he mean? And he's like, he just sees like, he'll just see grids everywhere. That's what his brain does.
Damn.
So it's like, that's
better brains. And there's also like a lot of times kids with autism are so fucking smart.
Oh yeah, of course.
There was this one story about this boy who like took a helicopter ride over New York City and then by memory, he's had this photographic memory, sketched in detail with like a pencil the entire New York City, the bottom of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most incredible sketches. He was like he was a teenager or something. He was so young.
I was a pediatric physical therapist, and it was a kid. By the time I got there, it had already been discovered what he was doing, and he but he was just like an 8-9-year-old kid, and everybody knew it, but they had told me the story is he had autism and nonverbal. So just, he could write little things, but, could barely even hold a pen and, needed everything. Needed help going to the bathroom and everything. But he would sometimes, he would just write number. You give him a piece of paper and he would play with it and fold it up and this and that. And then he'd, write a number, 87. And then, and then that went on for whether like, it's just random numbers until like occupational therapist at the school was like, what are these numbers? Like, what's going on in his brain? It's always a different number.
Something. Yeah.
What he would do in a matter of 10 seconds, fold up the paper to like, he would fold it up and then do whatever it's doing and then look at it, scan it and be able to count every crease in the paper and just write the number. It was always right. Always right.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
That's like a computer brain.
Well, that's what that's what these children, some of them are. They whatever the savant, a savant is an actual thing.
Right. Well, and I know I'm so fascinated with because the stigma with autism, like, but people don't realize like a lot of people with autism are just smarter than any of us are ever capable of being. And I know with the emotional connections, like it can sometimes for some people be difficult to form an emotional connection, or it's like they have less noise in their head coming from like the emotional part. Because I let that stop me with every goal almost. Right. And they just like see the finish line so clearly. I'm like,
well, that's why there's like a big debate.
But you know what? That's an integral part of being a comedian, though, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I think you do
those are the thoughts that I barf out into the microphone.
Yeah, all that shit is what makes us so flawed and funny.
True.
There's a lot of comedians.
Thanks,
there's a lot of our peers and some very famous comedians, who you'll see at the Comedy Cellar. And there's a couple of examples of people that I looked at. I don't know them very well, but they're sitting down at the Comedy Cellar table, and the way they're avoiding eye contact and looking down, I'm like, they appear to me exactly like the children I used to treat who had autism. So it's like, you can't tell me that at least there's a spectrum. Some of these, the reason why they are so great is because their brains are more powerful because they're on, I guarantee you so many comedians have Asperger's. I mean, that's just you can just tell the social awkwardness that they have. It's like, it's obvious.
And that's on that Asperger's is a form of autism, right?
Yeah, okay, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. I mean, Asperger's, there's more of, a social aspect to it, but as far as their brain waves and all that, it's on the spectrum of disorders with autism.
Yeah.
Well,
comedians are just like, we notice more than normal people.
Yes.
That's why being social is hard, because certain people can just have a normal conversation, but we're going like, looking at the way someone's moving.
Trying to dig.
Yeah. Like we're paying attention to like 10 things at the same time. Yeah. We're kind of inappropriate. Like it's kind of like someone would be like, why are you fucking just like stop looking at me like that?
Yeah. The questions I ask people are too much.
Yeah. There was another kid.
We're always investigating.
Yeah.
There was another kid I worked with.
Sneaky little paranoid parasites.
He could take any year. So you would say 1945, 2010. Any year like that. It had to always be 4 digits for whatever the reason his brain worked. And then he could multiply. He could tell you so if you said 1945, 1946, he'd spit out the answer of that multiplied immediately. Like not even like, it would just be like,
you wouldn't have to carry over the number.
Yeah, whatever the answer is. Damn. And anything, as long as it was 4. if you said 818 times 817, he doesn't know.
Oh, okay. It has before numbers.
But it's crazy that his mind works like that in that box.
Yeah. Damn.
She was like one of these. She's fascinating. This is a good one.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's a great episode.
Like Jack Johnson, she's kind of like born in the wrong era. Because this is a time like women, like you're the pretty and like, you know, come on,
she
dame.
has this great quote that I love. Any girl can be glamorous. All you have to do is stand still and look stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yet she was one of the most beautiful women on earth.
Make no mistake. If this was me last year, not on CBD oil, still going to church, I would have heard that quote and got it tattooed on my body immediately. I'm a kid that loves to I have quotes tattooed on my fucking body.
She did a lot for the world and completely overlooked because she was living at a time when it was like, you're a dame, see?
Yeah.
We're going to put you in the movies.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, but in my free time, I'm going to invent Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in my free. She did it in her free fucking time.
Yeah.
Wasn't even her profession.
Nope.
This is just a question. It may not be right at all because I may not have been thinking it through, but I wonder if there was prejudice involved because she was like Austro.
Who gives a shit? The future's female.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
absolutely.
I want to go learn more about her.
Well,
that's the point of this fucking podcast.
Yeah, women. I'm not going to try to say women
Just
are
a tip.
smarter than men, but I feel like women, like the way women think a lot of times, like women who are like brilliant. That's just, you know, human beings who are brilliant are in one category. But like, I feel like she would walk in a room and go, "Oh yeah, the aerodynamics of your shelf are fucked up. You should like switch those." And you're like, and she's right.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, but she just didn't. She wasn't afraid to voice that.
Right.
Whereas I feel like in that time, a lot of women were like,
and
I just got to shut up and look pretty.
Let's be honest. It's rare because the universe is balanced. It's rare that someone's that smart and that hot. It's
True.
Just,
You're absolutely right.
Because even if someone is that smart, if they're that hot, they never like look into it.
Now, let me
or
ask
if they are, I'm like, something's up. Something's
looking
wrong.
at that pic, Jan. Looking at that pic, I'm being dead serious. Knowing her mind, knowing who she is.
Yeah.
You're married. You just got recently married 2 weeks ago. You're beautiful. You're in love. If I put a dick on her, would you leave your wife for it?
Yeah.
She loves transvestites.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
love porn.
No, not transvestites.
Transgender. I apologize.
Yeah, I just if you look like
Chicks
a hot
with dicks
woman,
is
I'm
what you
attracted to
think.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about
But-
what's going on.
Oh, but do you like it more when the woman or the
No.
thing has a penis?
No, not more.
Oh, okay, because you said
But
penis
he's
as
not-
if that was like going to
we're
rope
just-
him in even
we're
more.
just joking.
Well,
It's a joke.
I'm saying
Oh.
because he loves transgender porn so much, so I was wondering if if he'd be willing to leave his wife if she had a penis.
Now, if she had,
She kind of reminds me of actually a little bit Bailey J. Liked her face a little bit. I think Bailey J is so hot.
Look,
Yeah,
Google
Bailey J's
Bailey
hot.
J,
Yeah.
transgender. What is porn star?
yeah.
Yeah.
Transgender
yeah.
porn star looks a little
Gorgeous.
bit like
if
Hedy Lamar.
if someone told me that she was born a guy, I mean, it's like, okay, that's different, but it's like I'm still attracted. I'm attracted to the
She'll still
femininity.
get cracked open and cleaned out.
I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, we're just doing.
If
a
she
little,
has a dick, she's still going to get cracked
she's
open.
gonna get
cleaned
cracked
the
open
fuck
and
out.
cleaned out because she's hot. She's hot, and that is feminine. I'm
And
attracted.
she has
to
no fumes because she's Austrian.
yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, but that's not really what it is. I told you what it is. It's showerhead. So you got to just give that up because you're a German, and you just when I told you that you were like it's true, and you're stuck to it. But the truth is, you guys in the northern hemisphere just have removable showerheads, and you clean your ass better. And that's why Scandinavians have cleaner asses.
We like to go back in history and talk about if these characters had fumes or no fumes in their private parts.
Oh.
Yeah. But also no fumes doesn't necessarily always mean genital stuff. Like a thing can have fumes or no fumes. Like you could be like, you know what, the whole state of Indiana's got fumes because you didn't like your experience there.
Yeah.
Not Indiana, but like anything.
If you don't like Donald Trump, you like Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has fumes.
Oh,
Or,
got it.
the pizza at that place sucked. Pizza has fumes.
And initially,
Okay.
because I used to go to Scandinavia a lot, and I hooked up a bunch of Scandinavian girls. None of them had fumes.
Wow.
Fumes means like
Doug
smelly
Stanhope.
genitalia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stinkless pussy.
And it's
Did
true.
was there a scent at all?
Inviting scent. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like
he
butterscotch.
explains about this inviting
Yeah.
twinge.
It's like
That's
oil.
beautiful.
It's like
Wow.
It's actually tasty.
But it's not. There's nothing magic. There's nothing inherent in it. What it is in Scandinavia they have removable shower heads.
Well,
That's all it is.
I installed a removable shower.
I mean, when you have a removable shower head, and
Christina's very clean.
of course she's gonna because
Thank
you
you.
can bring the party straight to the tragedy.
Yeah.
You can clean it out. You can
That's what I call my pussy, the tragedy.
Yeah, you could put out the fire.
Yeah, you could put out the fire because it's hard to reach that area when the shower head's here, and that's all it comes down to.
He sticks his finger in his ass and washes his ass, and then after the shower he puts witch hazel in his ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
You totally made that first part up, but
I thought you said you put your finger in your ass with the washcloth
I don't
and clean
think
it out.
You just rub your
Then you crack
asshole,
open
the
and clean
outside of
out
your
your own
asshole.
ass.
No, I don't put
Well,
my
you should
finger in
clean
my
your
ass.
ass. That's good because I feel like straight guys don't clean their ass enough.
I clean my ass with witch hazel.
Wow. Does that smell witch hazel?
It has a little kick to it, but it's worth it to have a 100% clean ass. Yeah.
My dermatologist told me really the only parts of your body that you need to wash every day
is your asshole.
Well, no, he said armpits, genitals, and ass. That's
and your
it.
mouth, because you're a dirty boy.
Dirty boy.
Yeah.
Everything else is you don't need to wash. You can wash it, but like there's no reason to wash the outside of your arms, even the bottom of your feet. He said, your back, your hair. Even he said you can go 2 months without washing your hair. It's no problem.
Well, it gets greasy.
Yeah,
but health wise, it's not going to like.
And actually, he said for your skin and for your overall health, people
wash
are
less.
Well, no, he said every other day is the best practice for showering.
That's what I usually do every other day.
You don't shower every day?
No. I don't get. I mean, if I got sweaty, I do a quick body shower, of course. But like, there's some days where I'm just writing all day and then I don't shower.
I want to ask your opinion on fumes, because guys have fumes too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've hooked up with some guys who've had fumes.
I did not, though.
You
could
did
be
not
honest.
have any
Okay,
fumes.
great.
No fumes.
You work very clean shaven, almost too clean.
Yeah, because he says like because I have because we went through ancestry.com and found that I'm 80% German, that now I don't have fumes because he doesn't believe that Northern European countries.
I just said that has nothing to do with it. But I said it's removable
shower heads. But you did say that I have no fumes.
You trim down your hair. I think a lot of fumes get caught in the hair. A lot of fumes get caught in the hair.
He had no hair.
Yeah, so that's why. Because like if anyone who has a bush is going to have fumes, I think.
But we're just saying like with his theory, even though he's saying like, I know he's saying the removable shower head,
right?
But like because he's from Greece,
his
and
heritage
closer to the equator,
fumeless.
he'd be more likely to have fumes than I would.
Right? Yeah.
Like an Irish girl just doesn't have fumes.
Yeah, but you're holding on to this racial aspect of it.
I'm hooking up. I'm seeing an Irish guy, and he has no fumes. He smells great.
Smells great. So you have dealt with fumes though. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, you don't have to talk about it, but it's just nice.
I'm curious.
I like to know about
something like this one guy I was hooking up with. His balls sometimes smelled bad.
Does that deter you?
Sweaty balls.
Do you just expect? My question. The reason why I bring it up is like, as a woman, do you just expect a man to not smell great?
Well, no, because I like the smell of a dick. I wouldn't even say it has a smell, but like balls have a smell, right? I've never been deterred by anybody's fumes ever in my sexual career.
Interesting.
Wow.
Because they were never bad.
She swims through. She swims through.
Well,
yeah, called swim through. You swim through sewage for that dick.
I like sucking dicks. I think it's a very fun thing for me to do.
Sure.
But I've never had somebody smell bad. I mean, I always make sure I'm in tip top. Before I have sex, I have
showers, to shower,
because I want to, not even for the other person, just so I could be at ease and go, well, whatever happens here, it's not me.
Right.
So that's nice. But
catch a little backdraft, it's him, not you.
Yeah, but even like
very smart
pubic hair situations, like I don't really care. I say I care, but I've seen it all and I didn't care. So, and I've never had fumes deter me. I've never had fumes that made me go, nope. And also once a guy's pants down, what are you going to say? Like, gotta go.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's always uncomfortable.
You smell. I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
It's
but the smell, even if there is a smell, you're okay with it. You
there's
fight
never
through it.
There's never been, but I've never had to fight through it because there's never been a smell that was bad.
Yeah, because us being men, we talk about this sometimes. We're obviously extremely supportive of them, but we think about like how gay men have sex with all the fumes because like we know how harsh our bodies are. Women are different. You take care of yourself, but like gay man sex.
I think gay men. Then this is a stereotype, but I think they are cleaner than straight men.
Yeah,
right.
They are. They just
Mateo was fucking squeaky clean.
Oh my god,
But Tim Dillon's gotta be a nightmare.
Yeah. Maybe because of his like
just
when he takes pictures of himself and that cat. I'm like, oh, your balls probably smell. But I'm like, I don't know, maybe not.
All right, that was a good convo. Hedy Lamar. Fumes. Do you have anything else you want?
Fumes, Hedy Lamar.
Steve Hutchinson, guys.
You guys fucking. I mean,
I never thought we'd ever have that conversation. To be honest,
I mean, it turned into a good up. We got a nice soundbite.
Yeah, I like that it came up naturally too, and I was like, wow.
Which is what should have happened if I wanted head. I shouldn't have asked for it.
And I'll never be able to get that out of my head. That you say,
come on, babe. Can you suck my dick? I can't get hard.
I can't get hard unless you suck my dick, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's almost
she should have walked you up to a hill in Poughkeepsie and put you down.
You know what? You know why?
I will say getting that out of your vernacular might benefit you with repeat customer stuff.
I appreciate it. And I'll be conscious of it. And I'll make adjustments. Giannis always says, I adjust. You tell me a problem, I adjust, and I fix that mistake.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think why Giannis is so fascinated by it, though, is because, for so long, it's just been my account. He's never met a woman. It's like
Oh.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not compared. It's just like a thing like that new Ted Bundy documentary that came out, the Bundy tapes. The most fascinating one was the woman who escaped, the woman who didn't get murdered. I think that's why, because he was like, you've been on the inside, all these things that a woman would never say.
Oh, I didn't know they
'cause
interviewed
they don't
that.
text me back.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
this is big for Hyenas.
Well,
So
case
we appreciate
closed, mystery solved.
I mean,
a big part of it
Suck
is
my
solved for him.
dick. I can't get hard unless you suck my dick, babe. Is
Yeah. That might be another T-shirt.
It's a classic.
It might be another T-shirt.
That could be a T-shirt.
Might be a T-shirt for
I would-
$100
and
members.
I should get that for free, but yes,
Yeah,
I
you will
agree.
get- you-
I
we're
think
gonna get a
everybody
cut.
who
Well, you're
fucks
getting a
should
percentage
get-
of the pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh God, that's funny.
Yeah. Any gay man that sends me the back of his dick and balls, I'll text you. Do I
Oh,
have permission?
please, yeah,
Beautiful.
or hard dicks under jeans. Love that.
Did he
Beautiful.
whisper to you? He said it full volume.
What?
I can only get hard if you suck my dick, babe.
No, he said full volume.
Full volume, yeah. Yeah, you need to be fucking shot. You need to be shot. You need to be put down. Everyone who's listening to this right now knows that you need to be walked up to a hill and put down for the betterment of society.
Yeah.
You're too wild. You
Yeah.
make no sense.
Yeah.
You are a good looking kid that looks like the fucking kid
Yeah.
from Game of Thrones. You take your shirt off, you're a jiggly fucking kid.
Because let's be honest, the sooner you put me down, the sooner more people can get antibiotics because I take them all. Have a good night.
Peace.